Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, Andrew and I are gonna do a Q&A. Asked you guys on Instagram to ask us a few questions. So if you guys wanna know a little bit more about us, then please keep watching. All right, so before we get right into the questions, we're gonna let you guys know a few things about us. This is my husband, Andrew. We've been married for almost going to be 8 years this year.
8 years.
Yeah, going to be 8 years this year. We've been together almost 11. We have a 17-month-old daughter named Stella, who is the cutest little... Gosh, I didn't fart, that was my dog. Here.
Oh, okay.
We have two little puppies, Tosh and Hollywood, who are little bad boys lately, but they were our first babies. So yeah, we have a 17-month-old daughter named Stella. Also, Andrew's in the military, so we are a military family. He's in the Navy. And yeah, so we're gonna get right into the questions. All right, so I actually got quite a bit of questions, so I was pretty shocked. And a few people asked multiple questions, which I thought was really nice. So we'll get right into the first question. The first question is, what do you and Andrew do for your date fun nights without Stella?
It's funny because we don't do
yeah, there's no nights without Stella.
Yeah.
We've only ever gone to like a breakfast without Stella, and she was probably maybe like 6 months, but we went during her nap time.
So
it didn't even count. But we've never left Stella. We haven't gone on a date night or anything like that. It's much needed, but we just don't trust anybody. Well, we live a ways like from family as it is, but then when Andrew's home, since he's gone a lot, we kind of just rather stay with Stella anyways. And at night when she goes to sleep, we usually do like wine and we watch movies or hang out. But yeah, so there is no date nights or dates without Stella. Stella is our forever third wheel until we have another baby. But yeah, so we don't ever go out without Stella. Oh, here's a good question. I get this question a lot. Did you plan Stella, or were you guys just going with the flow? Like, did it just happen? So it kind of just happened.
Yeah. We have not been trying. I wanted to try right before I was 30.
Yeah.
And I told you that. I told you I wanted, before I'm 30,
yeah,
we're gonna have a kid. And
yeah, we were trying.
I made sure, because she wasn't on board yet. So we said, well, it's never gonna be ready. You're never gonna be ready.
Wait, you gotta look at the camera.
You're never gonna be ready. It's honest.
It's not that I wasn't ready, it's just we were constantly moving, and then when we lived in Seattle for 6 years. So when we were living in Washington, I just felt like it was never the time. And then when we moved here, I had a really good job with the salary, so I just didn't want to have a baby, and you know how that goes. But Stella happened, and it was the best thing ever. So, but no, Stella was not planned, but it was the best surprise. Next question. How did you guys meet and fall in love while keeping a good long distance relationship? Okay, you guys tell them how we met.
You were ditching school.
I was ditching high school.
Yeah, high school, and I picked you and my sister up from a church parking lot.
Yeah, so we met for the first time in a church parking lot.
Yeah, not in the church.
Yeah, in the parking lot. I was ditching school, and then we met through my sister-in-law. And then after that, him and I
kind of kept together, got closer, and then...
But he was interested in me before I was interested in you, right?
Yeah.
Because I would never date a friend's brother. I mean, I didn't really know his sister well at the time, so he was just kind of an acquaintance, because she had just moved to my school, but he kept on trying to pursue me. Pursue you? Yeah.
You sound like a sucker.
You did.
No.
You did. That's cute. People like that.
Yeah, from the bushes.
Pursue means like you're persistent.
From the bushes.
You're persistent.
Yeah, I'm always persistent.
Okay.
How do we
fall in love?
Fall in love.
And another question someone sent. So we'll kind of tie these two questions in together. Who said I love you first, and then how do we fall in love?
Ooh, you can answer that one.
Andrew said I love you first.
Yeah.
He did.
I'm a softie.
Yeah, he is a softie. Kind of the opposite of me. I'm a softie sometimes. But when did you know that you loved me?
Well, I don't know about the love part. I know about the marriage part.
That is love.
I know, but
you can't marry someone without loving them.
Right. But
oh, you mean you don't remember?
No, I don't remember.
Okay, so when did you know you wanted to marry me?
It was in boot camp.
Yeah.
All right, for sure.
Marry me.
Marry you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was, you're the only one that was kind of like making sure I was good, making sure I was like, felt loved even though I couldn't really talk to you over the phone.
Yeah.
She would write me letters every day. So every day I would have a new letter.
Yeah, so
we'd put a number on them.
Yeah, we did. So when he was in boot camp, we wrote each other letters pretty much every day, but then they started coming out of order. So then what we started to do was number the top of each letter to make sure, okay, like this one, this one went before this one, and things like that. So, oh, okay. So here's another random question. What's your favorite restaurant and why do you like it? Someone asked that. Well, like both of our favorite restaurants, but I'll do mine. I feel like it just depends on like the mood. We eat home a lot, so we really don't go out to eat. I think right now, my favorite restaurant to go to, which you're gonna already know what it is, but I like to go to the Malibu Cafe because not only the food is really good, but it's a lot of fun. So I don't know if you guys have ever heard of the Malibu Cafe, but it's like an indoor-outdoor restaurant, mostly outdoor, but it's very pretty, like they have super cute like decor, and there's like a lake, and there's tons of things that you could do for fun. So it's not just a sit-down restaurant. And we took Stella for the first time for our birthdays this year, and she had a blast. So I kind of want to take her back, but I think right now that's my favorite restaurant. It's a little expensive, but it's good. What's yours?
Mine's always going to be Kiku Sushi.
Yeah, sushi from home.
Sushi from our hometown, little restaurant side of a theater, but it was all you can eat sushi, and we always used to like, that was like our go-to, even though like we didn't have a lot of money, but we had enough money. We made sure like, hey, we have enough money for sushi. Yeah. And all you can eat, I make sure I got my money's worth. Yeah, all you can eat sushi. So yeah, there's a place back at home that's his favorite. So I guess those are our answers, but it changes often. It kind of just depends on the mood that we're in. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, this one's from Lexi. So someone said, is there anything you guys missed about living in Oak Harbor? So Oak Harbor is the small town we lived at in Washington. We were stationed there for 6 years. I just say Seattle because most people don't know where Oak Harbor is. Where Puget Sound is.
Yeah, it's like a small island. But let's see. If you were to ask me if I liked living there while I was there, I would say maybe. But now that we're back in California, I actually do miss it. I don't miss the rain, but we've met some of our like best friends there. We had a good time there. We had a lot of memories, good, bad, sad. Like I feel like we grew a lot there. Yeah. Oh yeah. That was like our first time actually living together too. Yeah, that was our first time living together. And yeah, I mean, so I guess now, like if you were to ask me now, I would say I miss the area. It is nice and it's so beautiful. The air, nice. Yeah, the scenery is nice. The air is super clean. I mean, so where we live right now, we live in Ventura County. So like the popular places that you guys might know, we live right near Malibu. We live pretty much between the 1 and the 101. So Malibu is like 20 minutes away. Where else? Like Thousand Oaks. Santa Barbara. Santa Barbara is about 30 minutes away. So we kind of live in a really nice area. But if we're talking about, you know, more of like a slow paced type of life, Washington's very beautiful. What else? Let's see. Oh, here's a question for Andrew. What do you love most about Destiny, personally, and about being a mom? Personally? Like, okay, obviously I'm a mom, but like... Yeah, obviously. Yeah. I like when you have a caring side to you, and it's really very sweet. Yeah. I'm protective. You are protective. So... No one messes with my family. Yeah. About you being a mother, you're just an overall awesome mother. Aw, I'm gonna cry. Why am I gonna cry? What the heck? But yeah. And like I know I could trust you when I'm gone. Like I know, like I really don't have to worry about anything. I just need to make sure that I don't have to worry about you guys. I'm not trying to cry. Yeah, Jesus. These damn questions. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, here's another question for Andrew. How long has he been in the military, and does he plan on making a career out of it? At first, it was a career choice, like a stepping stone.
So it was to get myself on my feet first. So it's given me all the tools that I need to do that. As far as me making it a career choice, it's harder now that we do have Stella. So like taking time away from my family and watching her grow through pictures and videos, it's been a little bit tough. So I've got a lot to think about when that time does come. Right now I'm in for 8 years currently. I will be re-enlisting in Vietnam here soon for another 3-4 years. And then that'll be like the turning point, whether or not I do stay in or try to find something else.
Yeah, we've talked about it a lot. He's like in the middle point where it's like, okay, if he gets out now, it's like he's so far in already, but then, you know, again, like with Stella, he's missing a lot. But I already told you guys, but he leaves for deployment on Tuesday, and when he gets back, we actually moved to Japan in September. But while we're in Japan, he'll be shore duty. So, you know, that's a lot. We're gonna have the time to figure out if he does want to get out at that point. But I mean, you never know. We'll see, because he's committed so much of his life to the military at this point to not retire. But
I mean, I can still retire like reserves.
Reserves, yeah. But that's something that we're still talking about, and we continue to talk about a lot.
Things
another question that someone asked was, what do we like to do for our alone time? What's my alone time?
This?
YouTube?
Yeah.
No, besides like YouTube.
For your alone time?
Mm-hmm.
Makeup, like that, so.
Yeah, Andrew's alone time is video games, on his phone, on his Xbox.
My car.
His car.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace. Yeah, I like to go to the gym. That's my alone time.
Yeah, gym is your alone time too.
It's like the one thing I need to do. So when Andrew's home, I try to take advantage of it to go to the gym without Stella, because most of the time she's with me. And I get a good workout when she's with me. It's not that I don't, but when she's not with me, I could like really focus and really have my alone time. And I feel like I need a workout in order to have like a good headspace and just to be an overall better person. Let's see. Here's a good question. If there was one thing you guys could change about each other, what would it be and why?
Your temper.
My temper?
You have a temper.
Andrew has a temper.
I don't have a temper.
Okay, so every time Andrew gets close to leaving, like whether it's on deployment or like debt, we get like antsy around each other because we know like a big change is about to happen. So lately we've been bickering about like stupid things. So I'm the type of person where if he brings up something, I'm just like, leave it alone, drop it. And he's like, why do you always want to drop it? And I'm like, just drop it. It's not even that serious. Because if it's not serious in the overall picture, like why even argue about it? But since sometimes like we just like push each other's buttons. But the one thing that's always important to us is to never argue in front of Stella, ever, 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 ever. If we have any issues, we'll talk about it when she goes to sleep. That's like a big thing that like I don't want to ever do in front of Stella, is ever argue in front of her, and he knows that. So I'll just say, no, Stella's right here, like we're not
doing this.
We're like not talking about it. And I'll give him those eyes like, you better not even start in front of her, and vice versa. But my temper. Okay,
let's talk about it.
No, that's rude, don't say that.
Let's talk about it. Yeah, you need to just dunk all that on your head.
No, serious though. Like we both have like everybody has
their flaws.
Okay, yeah.
You know, at least we work through them, and that's what we've been so successful.
Like for me, one thing that I wish I could take. There's two little things, kind of little. Like, well now like we have 2 restrooms in our own place, and now like Andrew kind of took over like the guest restroom where it's like his restroom, and me and Stella have our own. But like he will come home and take his clothes off from work, and we have the hamper, and he would put it right next to the hamper and not put it in the hamper. Like always. I'm just like, what the heck? I don't want to touch his nasty clothes. I mean, I do anyways when I do laundry. But still, it's just like the hamper is right there. It's right there. Another thing too is Andrew's an overthinker.
I'm a problem solver.
You're not a problem. No, like we'll talk, like something will happen, right? And then he'll just think like, he's always like, oh, what if, or you know, thinking like something bad maybe could happen out of something, or like, but it just depends on the situation. But I'm the type of person where it's like I hate putting bad stuff out there. So for example, let's just say he takes like a test at work. He's like, oh, I don't know if I passed or whatever. I'm like, why are you putting that out into the universe? Say you did pass. Like you gotta
change out the outcome.
It could.
No, it couldn't.
It's manifestation.
Whatever I manifested, my answer's on that test.
No, yeah.
It doesn't work that way.
It does. I'm a huge believer in manifestation. Like if you put something negative out there or positive, most likely it will come back to you.
I'm a realist.
No.
Yeah. If you did bad, chances are it's gonna be bad.
Oh yeah, but if you know that you studied a little.
I didn't study.
Okay, but that's different. But you still gotta be positive.
It doesn't change.
No. Every time I manifest things, it happens for me.
Still a good thing.
I'm a huge believer in manifestation.
Okay.
Yeah. But that's the one thing that like Andrew does where I'm just like, oh, like don't put that out there. Like don't put negative stuff in the universe. Put positive things. Even if like you think it's stupid, like put it out there. It will happen. And whenever I talk about things like with Andrew, I'm never like, oh, if or whatever. I'm always like, yeah, when this and this, or when we get here, or when we buy a house, when we do this. Like I'm never like, oh, I hope one day we maybe will do this, or I hope one day. Like no, you gotta say it will happen.
Okay.
So he's learning. I'm teaching him.
Okay.
So the camera stops. So the angle's a little different. That's what happened. But oh, someone asked me, how long do I plan on breastfeeding Stella? So Stella.
When do you plan on stopping breastfeeding Stella?
So Stella's 17 months and I still breastfeed, but when we're home, she wants it a lot. But we could be out doing errands all day for like 9 or 10 hours and she won't ask. So it's more of a comfort thing. Someone also asked if we co-sleep. A different person asked that, so I'll just answer this here because it's with Stella. But we do co-sleep. She does have a crib, but with Andrew being gone sometimes, I just feel more comfortable her being in the bed with me. She was used to her crib though, like she was sleeping and taking naps in it and everything, but now she just loves sleeping in the bed with us. Her crib, when we bought it, it converts into a toddler bed into like, is it a twin bed? A twin bed, right? It converts, so we could break it down like
into a bed frame.
Yeah, so it grows like with her, which is pretty cool. But honestly, she'll probably still be breastfed until she's 2. I'm gonna try to stop and wean her. Right now I'm working on not feeding her at night because she eats enough during the day where I know for a fact she does not need to be breastfed at night. But I know since I'm right there, it's more of like a comfort thing. And then with co-sleeping, once we go to Japan, we will, you know, set up her, because she has her own room here, but with us leaving and everything soon, I'm not going to even bother like setting it up or decorating, because it will just be decorated for a few months and then
then
we're gone. So unfortunately our spare bedroom is kind of like a storage and it's horrible. But yeah, so when we do move to Japan, we are going to set her up in her own room again, decorate it super cute, and I probably would do like a decorate with me once we get to that point, because I feel like that'd be a lot of fun. But yeah, so she co-sleeps with us, but Andrew, like I said, he's gone a lot of the time, so it's just her and I in the bed, and I mean, I don't mind. And when she wakes up in the morning, she's super cute because she like comes to my face and I can feel her staring at me, and she goes, Mama, Mama, and then you can't help but just love her. Another question someone asked us was if we argue, and if so, everyone argues. If you meet people and they say, oh, we never argue, like we love everything about each other, they're lying. Yeah, everyone argues. I think, well, honestly, before we had Stella, there was a period in our life where we were both growing like into our own people, because we've been together for so long. We've been together since I was like 15 and a half and Andrew was 19, something like that. But there was a period where we like were in Washington, and you know, people go through things, like people go and grow through things. But there was a period of time where he was on deployment, and like, remember, like we weren't seeing eye to eye to a lot of things, and I felt like we were growing separately, and that's because we were growing into our own people, because we've been together for so long at such a young age. You know, everybody goes through their seasons, right? So everybody has a stage of life where they go through, like you're not like teenagers, early adulthood, late 20s, and then like so on. So we were going through a point where we just were, I guess, like not getting along. I don't know. And then, yeah, butting our heads on everything. It just wasn't, honestly, it wasn't really good. But we moved back down here, and then, you know, Stella happened, and it just kind of accidentally happened. And I honestly think it was the best thing for our relationship. And it's not to say like, oh, like have a kid, it's gonna make your relationship better, because that's definitely not the case. But, you know, we've been through a lot of things with each other at this point in our life where it's just like, I mean, that's not why we're together, but it's just like, you know, we love each other, we grew to love each other, and we've overcome a lot of things for each other, with each other. Right? Right. And Stella kind of was just like the missing piece in our life that made everything better. What do you have to say about that? So to answer your question, we do argue and people go through things, but it's about how you
overcome the argument and how you react to it and how you become perspective to the other person's side on what they, how they see things. So.
Yeah, put yourself in their shoes. Because before we would just like argue and, you know, we're both Scorpios. And a lot of people, when they find out we're both Scorpios, they're like, what? Like, how do you guys work out? You guys are both hot-headed, tempered, and there's, to a degree, we definitely are. But, you know, we love each other. So at the end of the day, when you love somebody, you're going to do anything and everything to figure things out with that person. So especially now that we have Stella, we try to have like the most positive, healthy, loving environment for our daughter. And that goes with like everything that we do and people that are in our lives. So I feel like that's really important to constantly put your relationship first before anything and anyone else. And before, I feel like we didn't really used to do that, but now we always do that. Like no one comes before each other. No one comes before our daughter. No one comes before our relationship. It's us and then, you know, whoever else is in our lives.
Right.
Yeah. So I think that's all we're gonna answer for today. Thank you everybody who sent in their questions. We really appreciate it. Andrew, this probably will be Andrew's last video. We are gonna go shopping and run a few errands today, and I don't know if I'm gonna vlog, we'll see. But you guys will see Andrew probably sometime in July. He'll be back in July. So it's just gonna be Stella and I in our videos from now on.
I'll put a link in the description for a GoFundMe for boat snacks.
No, oh yeah, so when Andrew's on the ship, like we could send him snacks and things so that helicopters drop off the boxes to the ship. So, but he's joking.
Okay.
I mean, all right, so thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys in my next video. Leave down any recommendations you guys may want to see next. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys in our next video. Bye.
Bye.